Hey. Anybody in here? How's it going, Mohammed? Yep, 0 people are here. I just came on and see if you guys got any questions. Can you hear me? What do you mean, where am I at? I'm in my house. No, I finished the semester on Monday. I took my final on Monday, so just been chilling at home for the past few days on break. Do you mean for undergrad or for medical school, Costas? And Mohammed, so I finished the semester December 17th, and then I have to be back at school on January 2nd. So we got out a little bit later than everybody in undergrad, and we're starting way earlier than everybody in undergrad. Yeah, I guess it's the same. I'm sorry, Costas. I'm going to the same school for undergrad and medical school, so I'm currently going to the University of New Mexico School of Medicine, and I went to the University of New Mexico for my undergrad career. So that was dumb. I'm sorry about earlier. Yes, Mohammed. It's my first year. I started early. I started in July. I started around July 15th. So I've been in school for, I don't know, since July. 6 months, I guess. I accidentally just hung up on my girlfriend. So in the first semester, so my school started with a public health curriculum. It was a 1-week public health thing, and it was basically just learning about the social determinants of health in my state. And then after that, we started FMS, Foundations for Medical Science, which was basically the 4 years of prereqs you took in undergrad condensed into 10 weeks. it wasn't that bad. It was the important part of that was so that you have like your chemistries and bios and stuff kind of like down, but importantly, the immunology portion of the course was important because we had an NBME on it. And if you took immunology in undergrad immunology is a little bit more difficult. They like to stress about like it's kind of like research immunology, and in medical school, the immunology is a lot easier. So then we started MSCT, musculoskeletal connective tissue. So that was definitely something we should not forget. So that was basically all the muscles of the lower body, pretty much like from the neck down, and the nerves, muscles, the functions, what nerve innervates what. If you have an injury to your hand, to your arm, you know what nerve is affected, what muscles are affected, and then different pathologies associated with that. And then on top after that, so that was a how long was that block? That block was 6 weeks. It was pretty intense. It was so much information. It was really dense. It was really fun though. We had our cadavers and we went and dissected them. We could go in at any time. The facility was open for us 24/7. And then these last 3 weeks were hematology oncology, and this the hematology oncology stuff is really important. It's about reading CBCs, the complete blood count, and we learned about red blood cell disorders, white blood cell disorders, and different leukemias, and that was really interesting. It makes you look at the world in a different way when you're walking out with people. Then you kind of like start associating diseases with just looking at people out in the street. It's kind of cool. So far there so the two MCAT book winners, it was Hajira Farah and Gisela del Valle. They have yet to contact me. I'm going to give them a few days, and if they don't, then I am gonna do the giveaway again. I'm just gonna use the same names that entered, and I mean your chances are increased because that's two people less, right? The people just had to have commented on the MCAT book giveaway video by the 18th, so no new comments will be accepted. I'm sorry. But it was basically just leave a comment on that video. That's all you had to do to enter. So on a 24-hour basis, so what I do is I usually get up pretty early in the morning. I get up at 5, 6 a.m. 5 kind of seemed like it was too early, and I was starting to get really tired. So I get up at 6, I eat breakfast, take a shower, do whatever. Then I start studying right before I go to class. I like to review the material. I like to look at the lectures before. I have about 4 hours of lecture from around 8 to 12. And then when I get done with lecture, I eat lunch. I take a break till around 12. Give myself like an hour lunch break. And then I just study. I try to stay in the library. I study from around like 1 to 5, so that's 4 hours of straight studying. If I can go longer, I will go longer until 5, 6, 7. If I start getting antsy at school, I'll come home, take a break, and then just study until 7, 8, probably 8, 9, 10 is the longest I can study. I can't study for a ton. I just really make sure to focus when I am studying. I put my phone away and I don't answer it. And I just really just focus on studying, and it's doable. So no, definitely. So in medical school, you use the professor's lectures, and then you go to lecture and listen to them talk. And then you have to do side work. So I use Pathoma. I watch the Pathoma videos along with the book, and I take notes. I use my first aid book, and I take notes on that using Pathoma. And then we go online and we read resources. Robbins is a really good resource. I think it's called Robbins Basic Pathology. So that's a really good book. You read that, and then first aid, and then we have Kaplan. We have Kaplan questions we can do, and that basically consists my studying. So those are the resources I currently use. Oh, and Boards and Beyond videos and Sketchy, they have really good videos too. So those are all the resources I use, and those are just sprinkled in throughout the day. I use all of them, and then I really like to have a whiteboard to just from my memory. I like to write something down and then write as much high yield stuff from my memory as I can, and then I'll look back at my notes, and if I forgot something, I'll write it down. And that's basically how I like to study. I love practice questions. So there's a lot of resources apart from the professor lectures that I'm sure every single med student uses. It's just how you do it. I'm at the University of New Mexico School of Medicine, Joel. So Mohammed, I have heard of Fortnite, and I have a really nice computer. It was originally, I built it, so it's right here. I don't know if you guys, let me try to show you. So I built this computer. I was about to start editing my next video for YouTube. Um, it's a gaming computer, but I got into medical school and I don't have time to game. I am not even going to download the game because I really like to game, and I can't handle that right now. I really need to focus on school and just not Fortnite. Check out my new chair, guys. I got it today. I'm gonna upload a video on it soon. It is so comfortable. What's up, Duro? How do you say your name, man? I don't even know. I'm so sorry. Duro? Devro? Let me look at your name on Instagram. Duro? Duro. Nice. How did you pass organic chem? Organic chemistry is one of those courses where you just have to do tons of practice problems and repeatedly. That's how you pass organic chem. You just do questions repeatedly. You need to make sure you're doing them right. So make sure you're doing practice problems correctly, and you will not have a problem with organic chem. 2 year pre-med. So you're a sophomore. So have you taken the first OChem, the second OChem? What bio courses have you taken? Have you taken biochem? I don't know what second year. It's really different for different students. Some students are really ahead of it, and like me, I wasn't really there yet. Nice, Duro. I'm so happy, man. I can't wait to see you posting on Instagram. Um, any advice? My biggest advice is if the way you're studying isn't working, that you have to change it up. You have to switch up your studying. No, I did not get in the first time I applied. You have to really change your studying. If something's not working, switch it up, and then once another block starts, if there's a certain way you like to study, try it. But if something's not working, you have to change it. That's my biggest advice for starting med school, Duro. I was a biology major with a chemistry minor, and I double majored in Spanish. But I'm Mexican American, so my first language is Spanish. Do I have special talents? No. I am completely talentless, Mohammed. I have a really good video, Joel, on how to get shadowing. Shadowing, and I think the video is called Pre-Med Advice Volunteering. But in that video, I cover shadowing. So basically, you have to be tenacious and really, if there's a certain clinic or hospital you have in mind, put on a, you don't have to like put on a suit, put on dress clothes, put on a tie, and go and ask if you can shadow. Email doctors and show up to clinics with your resume and just tell them you're a pre-med. People know pre-meds need to get shadowing experience, so they're pretty willing. Oh, okay. I'm glad you watched it, Joel. But that's basically my advice. So be serious about it. If they tell you they have a certain date in mind for you to go, show up. Don't not show up. That's the worst thing you can do. And just work hard. Don't say that's not my job. Like if people ask you to take out the trash, go take the trash out. Like not that big of a deal. I worked clinic last night and I did everything I was doing in undergrad. I was drawing blood. I was seeing patients. I was doing vitals. Everything, just because I was only there to see patients doesn't mean I can't take out the trash. I can't mop. I can't sweep the floor. I was doing all those things just because it puts less of a burden on the people that are already stressed and working there every day. Oh, thanks, Duro. Enough, enough love from Jamaica, my brother. Nice, man. Thank you, thank you. Watch the video. When does residency start? Residency does not start until 3 years, Mohammed. Medical school is 4 years here. But so next year I have a full year of school, and then so I'm gonna be taking neuro, CV, pulm, GI, some really hard blocks coming up, and then I start going into clinicals after step one. So that's like in February of 2020, I'll start going to clinic. But I'm really excited. I love clinic. I'm super good at the clinical encounter. It's just getting through the school part that I really don't like. Dang, that's really weird, Duro. I'm enjoying it as much as I can, CB Lava. I got off. Oh, if you guys see somebody in that window, let me know, because that would be really creepy. Um, what was I? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, my Christmas break. It started on Monday. Monday, I had two finals, CB Lava, and then I have until January. I have to be in class January 2nd. Angel, thanks for tuning in. So I have a few ideas currently. I am a I've always wanted to be a pediatrician, so I'm highly considering being a pediatrician. I think I want to work in the PICU, so a critical care pediatrician or hematology oncology pediatrician. But I'm really going to keep my options open until I see the other fields once I start going doing my clinicals, clerkships, and rotations. Nice, Duro. I want to do peds too. I don't think I'll do ped surgery. Maybe, but and peds cardio. Okay, I haven't seen peds cardio yet, so that sounds interesting. Peds hemonc, I would definitely like to do. How many letters of rec did you have? So I had, let me see. So I had 2 letters of rec from a professor, 1 letter of rec from a physician, and another letter of rec from the medical director for the clinic where I shadowed for so many years at. So I had 4. I think it's kind of implied that if you are a traditional pre-med, you get 2 from professors, at least 1 from a physician, and the other one can be a physician or anybody else that you would like. Nice, Angel. Are you currently in medical school, Angel, or are you also a pre-med? Duro. So I also had, so one of my letters of rec came from my genetics. What was the class called? Holy cow. I got I got 1 letter of rec from my genetics professor where we mutated fly DNA using the CRISPR-Cas9 system that's out. I got a letter of rec from him, and then I got a letter of rec from my Spanish professor, actually. So a really well-known Spanish professor at my university. I got her to write me my other professor letter of rec. Pre-med first year in college. Oh, you got a while to go, Angel. The amount of okay, so I was a really awful student, guys. In undergrad, I did not get perfect grades. My MCAT score was pretty low, honestly. What carried me to get into medical school were my amazing extracurricular and work experiences. But the main difference between college, so like I said, I was a pretty bad student. But once I got into medical school, I knew I needed to settle down and get to work. And I've done that, and I have not really had that difficult of a time transitioning. How much was the MCAT? I don't even remember, Mohammed. I don't remember how much registration was. Probably around 300, I think. What's Pomodoro, Duro? I've heard of it, but I haven't like Googled it or anything, so I don't know much about it. You've heard what way too often, Angel? But a lot of the medical school videos and interviews and so on help with that. Yeah. Oh, yes. So I knew I wanted to go to medical school from junior year in high school. I'm not like one of those kids that from a baby I wanted. I found out junior year, I decided. And yeah, I know people are gonna tell you that you have a long way to go. I remember, but you need to realize that getting into medical school is kind of a marathon. It's not really a sprint, and medical school is definitely a marathon. So just keep grinding, keep persevering, stay determined, and you'll get there. Eventually, the time is going to pass. I cannot believe how fast this first semester has gone by in medical school. It has blown by. And like I said, I didn't get in my first application cycle. So it has really flown by for me. Nice, Duro. Yeah, I wanted to be a vet. I wanted to be a vet initially, and junior year, I got a job as a veterinary technician. Perfect job. I have so much animal medical experience. And then I decided to go into med school. And my interviewers were very curious. But you just have to really communicate why you want to take care of people. And you need to talk about how you've overcome difficult circumstances and where you are at now, and just show them. Yeah, you're welcome, Angel. Pomodoro, you read for 25 minutes and the rest for 5 minutes and repeat the cycle. What? Oh, I would still love to be a vet, Duro. It was awesome. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. I'm glad you watched my videos. I hope you find them helpful. If you guys have any video ideas, let me know. I will write them down, and if there's something I can do, I am recording so many videos right now that I'm on break. That way, when I'm in school, I don't have to record as many and kind of cut into my study time, as well as um what was I gonna say? Oh, my vlogs are gonna change a little bit too. I feel like my vlogs are. How many of you guys watch my vlogs? I feel like they're kind of boring because they're basically like me sitting here telling you guys I'm studying, me um at the library at school showing you guys that I'm studying, me at the some other place showing you that I'm studying. I feel like they're really redundant, but I don't know if you guys like it. Oh, study for 25 and rest for 5 minutes. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh yeah, Duro, I was playing with making an intro thing. I'll probably go with the first one. It's not as colorful, but it's gives more information about what my videos are about, my name. I like it. It's a little bit more toned down. I'm a little bit toned down. Yeah, Mohammed. I know. I'm sorry. This last one that I edited. I'm like, God, this is so boring. I watched it afterwards, and I thought it was pretty boring, but um, I uploaded it anyways. I can't really change the way I vlog currently because all I'm doing is studying, guys. All I do is study all the time. I don't do fun stuff. I don't go into clinic as much right now. I have done a video on shadowing, Angel. It's called Pre-Med Advice Volunteering, and I talk about shadowing in that one. Maybe I'll change the title and I'll put like and shadowing because it talks about both things, and I think people are misled because it just says volunteering. I know, Duro, thank you. What's your favorite brand? Favorite brand of what, Mohammed? Do they drug test a lot in medical school? I recently had to go do a drug test recently. Um, It was a urine drug screen test. I think I passed. I haven't heard anything back. That's the first one I do. It was 6 months in. So I don't know if there is going to be another drug test next year, but I don't do drugs, so I'm not worried. I know some people like to smoke and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know if you how much in trouble you would get for that. Um, but I don't have to worry about it, luckily. We can all cry in the library. Oh man. You know, so this is a kind of like a study tip, trying to keep yourself motivated tip. I when this last when was it like this last week when I was kind of struggling to study, I went over into the undergraduate library and I sat down and I was just watching how many students were in there on their phones while they were studying. And I was like, all right, I am here for a reason. I can't get on my phone. And it was kind of funny to just look around when I was so focused studying and seeing all the people that were on the phone so unfocused. And I was like, this is the reason I'm here. I didn't apply to any DO schools, Joel. No DO schools. So yeah, that's just a quick little study tip. It's kind of like mean, but not really, just because I just seeing other people so unfocused made me focus so much better. So we already took the Hippocratic Oath, Muhammad. So we had a white coat ceremony, and we took the Hippocratic Oath, and it was an awesome ceremony. They really raise your spirit and like just inspire you to do your best. It's incredible. Um, and then so you have to interview to get into residency spots, and then afterwards, you sure you got to interview for actual job. So yeah, there's a lot of interviews throughout your medical career. It's not just med school. MD is the way. What happens if you mix baked beans with X-Lax? I have no idea, Golden Coin. You tell me. I use my IG story as a way to motivate others. Since I post a lot of late night. Yeah. Um, I think it's difficult to show people studying because it's boring. And I don't think there's studying is one of those things that happens behind closed doors, and then people see these successful people taking pictures on their Instagram and everywhere else, but they don't realize how much work was done behind closed doors where people weren't watching and it wasn't noticed. Oh, Angel. So I took student loans out on for medical school. So I was lucky enough to get into college on scholarship. So I graduated my undergraduate career with zero debt, except I was working all throughout. I was literally working only for gas and food, and it was very difficult at times because it was literally paycheck to paycheck. But I did it. $0 undergraduate debt. And once I got into medical school, I was gonna have to take out loans. Luckily, my school is one of the cheapest in the country, so that's really going to help. What type of gaming computer do you have? So I built my computer, Mohammed. I got the motherboard. It's in Asus. My GPU is in Asus. I got some G-Skill Trident RAMs. I got a Cryorig cooler, and I went with the Ryzen CPU. I had never used Ryzen, so I went with the Ryzen. I like it so far. It's pretty good at multitasking, and a fractal design computer case. What really is success? No, you don't get paid in medical school, Joel. What game did you play a lot? I played a lot of World of Warcraft, Mohammed. That's what kept me from getting good grades in undergrad. Dang, Duro, $2 million? That's insane. That's crazy. For me, I expect to graduate in 4 years with about $150,000 in student debt. My school's tuition is 20,000 a year. So yeah. No, I'm just going to school, Joel. School is my job. Medical school is my job. And that's why it wasn't really hard for me to transition from undergrad into medical school because I just look at it as this is what you have to do day in and day out. And I enjoy it. I'm learning how to save people's lives. Like, it's the best. Where do you want to attend residency? Oh man, that Angel, I do not know. So I have done my undergraduate and med school here, as you've seen. as I said earlier, but I kind of do want to go out of state for a residency. I don't know yet where, but we will see. Stay tuned for that. I don't even know yet. I have no idea. $1 in my country is equal to 130 in yours. Dang. All right. So let's do the conversion. 2 million. Holy cow. School is well, relative to here, it's a lot cheap. It's a lot cheaper. So 2 million there is $15,000 here. Okay. So that's a lot cheaper than here, but relatively, I guess. Is it possible to work and do med school? I would not recommend it. I don't know. I am not going to try, Vanessa. It's not worth it. I won't make enough money part-time, and I'm not gonna do it. I really do not recommend it. Maybe I wonder if like you're in the military, like on reserve, how that works because I know they get paid and they get a really nice scholarship. So I don't know how that works. I was considering doing military, but that's awesome, Golden Coin. I'm glad you are so lucky to have all that. Nice, Duro. That means you worked your butt off to get where you're at. That's awesome. Yeah, it is expensive. It's expensive. I went through undergrad debt free, and also because yeah, me too, Duro. That's how I got through undergrad. If I wouldn't have gotten a scholarship in undergrad, then I wouldn't have gone to school really. Golden coin. School is not needed to succeed. But Golden Coin, if you want to be doctors, like we want, like everybody in this chat room wants to be, then you need to go to school. You can't pay to be a doctor. Have you watched the TED Talk? Yes, Angel, I have. My opinions on that. So I can really see the burnout, Angel. Med school is really difficult, and these first couple years are not very fulfilling. Um, you're basically studying every single day. You're studying a lot. You're stressed every single week about tests. Um, it's difficult. You need to have a strong support network, and you really have to have a really strong and really intense intrinsic motivation to help people, and you will get through it. That's all I can really say about that. I don't really know what about it. We got message retracted. Nice. Um, they spoke to us about suicide recently in our class, and I mean, we as med students and pre-meds, we might get called out for and felt and made feel like we are not smart enough. But you guys really need to remember that you guys are smart enough and you guys can do this. It's going to be difficult. It's kind of the culture that you have to know everything and you need to be top of your game 100% all the time. But we are human beings, and I think that's really hard. Because out in the real world, people really respect doctors. When you walk in that room, you are highly respected, and it's a really big privilege to be able to take care of people, Angel. Um, I guess I kind of like straight off track a little bit there, but That's what I'm gonna say. I guess I just lost my Trump, my love. Oh God. All right, let's see. Put user in timeout for 300 seconds. Yeah, I put that other guy away. My country lacks mathematicians, so they are training some of us for free. Nice, Duro. That's a nice way to get a scholarship. Math is an awesome thing. My little sister wants to be an engineer, so I really hope she pursues that. How long are you going to vlog for? So I want to keep vlogging. I think once I get into clinicals, Mohammed, you guys will really enjoy my vlogs more. Um, so it'll be better then. Right now, I'll try to show you guys only the interesting things, but part of my channel is to be kind of transparent and show students that it's not all fun and games. It's not just seeing people, you have to put in the schoolwork in. I have not watched House MD, Joel. Is it good? I can binge watch it right now. Follow up to Joel's question, do you have a favorite medical show? I'm a Grey's Anatomy person. I am a Grey's Anatomy person. I love Grey's Anatomy. Can you ban? I banned the Trump My Love guy. I put him in timeout. We're gonna hide that message, Duro. Um, I know. How are you going to vlog this vlog? So YouTube is really nice. So it's gonna actually let me just upload this straight onto YouTube. So I guess I'll just put it on there. I didn't think I would get 9 people in here, so I will put it on there so other people can watch it. Please watch House MD. Okay, not on Netflix. Oh, it's not on Netflix? Uh, Scrubs. I only watched a couple of episodes of Scrubs, Vanessa. I couldn't really get into it. Or was it Scrubs? No, it wasn't Scrubs. It was another nurse. I've heard Scrubs is really good, actually. One of my other med school friends, she said it was really good. I'm a Grace person too. On the future male of Arizona Robbins. Damn, Arizona Robbins is badass. My favorite character is Alex. I like how he was such a douchey dude, and then he turned into one of the softest guys on there. I love Alex. For Dr. Derek Shepard, I know. Moment of silence, please. Oh, okay, sorry guys. I was figuring out how to hide users on the channel. I just figured it out. I was able to put them in timeout. But now you guys won't see the message. More questions? Come on, let's go. How should we handle emotions when our patients pass? My mic is messed up. Is it better? Is it okay? Is the mic okay? Emotions. A lot of people say you have to be not emotionless, just you really have to um you have to manage your emotions when you're in front of the patients and when you're in front of the patients' families. Um, if you can't, that is, I think it's perfectly okay to let them know how you're feeling, but you really need to keep them under control in front of the family and the patient. Um, I don't really know what else to say about that, Angel. You have to manage them in the moment, and once you leave the room, go into the restroom and do what you need to do. Yes, Vanessa, you do. So in January, I have a so these past 6 months, I have been going to the same clinic still where I went as an undergrad, and I get to interview patients and ask them questions, and then come and present to the attending, do the full physical. We're learning all those skills right now. So we are interacting with patients, just not on a day-to-day basis. And then I took over an immigration clinic, so I'm also helping immigrants get their paperwork so that they can apply for their green cards and residency, etc. So I'm doing that. It's basically seeing patients under the supervision of a resident and attending. So it's under the supervision of both. And that's how much we interact. And then in January, I start continuity clinic. So I got placed into a pediatric clinic. So I'm gonna have to go for half a day every week for 6 weeks, and see pediatric patients. And then in the summer, I have to go to an 8-week, it's called a practical immersion experience. So I will literally be working like as a doctor under a resident and attending at an Indian health service here in New Mexico at Zuni. So I have to drive 4 hours and I get to stay at the hospital. And I'm going to be able to help with inpatient, outpatient, OB, emergency med. I'm going to be doing admissions, and I'm going to have to be on call with them. They don't have a lot of providers there, so they're really going to need me. And that's exactly why I chose that place, because I want to get as much hands-on experience as I can right now. Humza, so I'm not currently in residency. I am barely a med student. So I've been in med school for about 6 months. The hardest class has been musculoskeletal connective tissue. It's a 6-week long course where we learned 2 years of anatomy in 6 weeks. So it was crazy. Medical college, I think just being able to learn all this stuff, it is a real privilege to learn all of this and to be able to apply it to real world patients. I love being able to actually understand what's going on sometimes with my patients. All of it. I like learning. You have to really like learning. I really liked learning about the leukemias. They were really interesting. And I really enjoyed learning what muscles innervate, or what nerves innervate what muscles to make certain movements. I thought that was really cool, because if somebody gets injured in the arms and their legs, we know based on motor deficits and sensory deficits, what nerve was affected. I think that's really awesome. Nice. That's cool to know you still get hands-on experience. Yes, it's really nice, Vanessa. I like it. Have you seen? Oh yeah, Joel. Our MSCT block, we were also dissecting the cadavers at the same time. So every single muscle and nerve I saw with my own eyes. It's an incredible experience. It's amazing, humbling. Yeah, you're welcome, Tito. How do you handle stress proactively, manage burnout? So you do need to take care of yourself. When there was days that I could not study, sometimes you just can't study. And sometimes you have to study. So what really helps me, Tito, is if I can't study like here at home, I really go out into the community. I go out into the library and go study there. And that really helps just kind of to change my environment a little bit. Proactively, I mean, it's difficult. Medical school is hard. I'm not going to tell you guys it's not. It's a lot of stress all the time, like I said previously. But you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Like I said earlier, you really have to have the intrinsic motivation and desire to be a doctor because these first 2 years kind of suck. So I'm currently in a relationship, Angel. She has been extremely supportive, but we have been dating since I was in high school, and she knew I wanted to go to medical school, and she has believed in me and supported me every single day, and she kicks my butt when I need it. It's not easy. It was really difficult when I started medical school. The time we saw each other got cut down so much. We don't see each other very much anymore. Um, but whenever we do, you make the most of it. And we're both just working on our careers, so you got to understand each other. When you're in a relationship, like even whatever she's doing, I have to support her in whatever she wants to do, and she supports me in everything I do. So it's been really great. All right, Mohammed, thank you for being here. Good night. Vanessa, so I didn't apply. I was a late applier both years. So I applied probably, what is it, like March, April, May, June, July, August, like August, September. I don't know when the deadline is to apply, but I was a late applier both cycles that I applied to. Um, to get an interview, it took quite a while because they have to review your application and then they send you a secondary application and you fill that out and then you send it to them and then they have to read that and see if they want to invite you for an interview. It is a long process, and every school is different. Some schools take forever. They have so many applications, and some schools get you in really quick. It's really unpredictable, Vanessa. It's really unpredictable. George Mohammed. Hamza, how many schools do you think a student should apply to? So my biggest advice to that is apply strategically based on your GPA and MCAT score. Apply strategically. Go look at the MSAR. I would like if you guys are going to apply, I would highly recommend you guys like buy this. It's like a $20 access 25 and it shows the stats for every single school, MD school that is, and get close. Like if you're in the range of the GPA and MCAT, apply to the school. Of course, you can have some dream schools you apply to, and then also have some people call them safe schools. I don't believe in safe schools because medical school is really hard to get into no matter where you apply. Um, I was really focused on a few schools that I applied to, and my secondary applications really showed it. So I got a good amount of interview invites. I only applied to the school I am right now, my first cycle. I didn't get in. I applied to 14 schools my second cycle, and I only ended up sending secondaries to like 5 schools. And then I got into the school I wanted to originally. So I turned down my other seats. I haven't done an overseas research project, Angel. I have only done like local-ish, statewide-ish research projects. Yeah, but I have done research. Research is an important part, but it's not 100% required. Checking my phone. What caused me to decide to become a doctor? So this is a really important interview question. When you guys go interview, you guys have to have your own reason and desire. So it was really weird for me actually. So like I said earlier, I wanted to be a veterinarian initially, and so I started working as a vet tech, and then like 3 months into being a vet tech, I we had to do an emergency C-section on a female pit bull. She was bleeding out, and it was awesome saving her life. We didn't save all the puppies' lives, but that's kind of what made me think about maybe pursuing or maybe like taking care of people. So then I started to shadow at local clinics, and I didn't really like it because I didn't get hands-on. But then at the clinic where I started volunteering, I got to do things with like my own hands, and that really just I love the human emotion. And it just changed. It was pretty easy. Once that took over, it was an obsession. Medicine is an obsession. What's your opinion on the DOMD debate? I don't know much about DOs, Humza. I really don't know much about DOs. People say that MD programs are better. I feel like it does not matter if you do a DO or MD. You're both doctors. DO can easily be smarter, more determined, study harder than an MD. But an MD is historically more prestigious, I guess, in people's eyes. I think DOs, what I do like about DOs is they do a lot of stuff with their hands, which I didn't realize until um, I don't know, like a few years ago. I think that's really cool. But I would be happy to work with a DO too. I'm not like biased. What specialty would you like to go in? Amanda, thanks for being here. So I said earlier, I'm really interested in peds. I want to do like peds critical care, peds heme onc, maybe peds cardiology, as Duro mentioned earlier. Um, I am really trying to keep my options open, Amanda. I don't want to hone in on one specialty until I go through my clerkships and rotations. What about Caribbean schools as a third option? If you guys watch Dr. Buck Parker, I think he went to a Caribbean school and he worked his butt off. I worked with a few years ago, I worked with a resident that went to a Caribbean school. If you go to a Caribbean school, you really have to work your butt off, because those are kind. They're frowned upon, I think, here in the United States. So you really have to work your butt off, get really good grades, get a really good step score so that you can get into a residency. If you don't get if you get the same step score as a student that studied in the United States, they will probably take your residency spot. Nurse anesthetist. Do you think there's a future of anesthesiology? I don't know much about the field of anesthesiology. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Angel. Nurses are awesome, though. Nurses are really important to, they're probably the most important healthcare provider, honestly. And I wouldn't be surprised if nurse anesthetist became the top dog in anesthesiology. But I don't know how anesthesiology works. Good Christmas gift to give a medical student. All right. Let's see. Every medical student loves stethoscopes, makes us feel important. We love our stethoscopes. Other than that, my family asked me the same thing what I wanted for Christmas, and I feel like I have everything I need, luckily. So it's difficult. It's difficult to shout for a medical student because we don't really ask for much. I think we just want to get done with this. All I can think off the top of my head is the stethoscope. Clothes. Clothes is helpful because it's expensive and we don't like spending a lot of money. Um, What else? Yeah, that's about it. Books, like reading books. I like reading books. They don't have to be medically related. Cool, comfy computer chairs. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's what I would like. I would like stethoscope, clothes. That's like I'm happy with those. I don't know if some do, Charles. So my school doesn't. So you have to find your own housing. I don't know if other schools do offer housing. I'm sure they still charge like dorms. I'm sure I could stay at the dorms, but they would just charge you. Yeah. Also, I've heard Caribbean schools are pretty pricey. I mean, matte black stethoscope would be everything. Dang, where is my stethoscope? That's my backpack. Is the whole thing black, Angel? Like everything, even the titanium piece? So I'm actually gonna be doing a live stream with MCAT Bros here in about a week on how I studied for the MCAT. So make sure to stay tuned for that. It's probably the next week, probably like the 26th or 27th. But I was working full time when I was studying for the MCAT. My schedule was highly unpredictable, and I just did a lot of practice questions, Humza. Nice. Like even the metal part, Angel? Dang, I'm gonna look that up actually. Let's see. Dang, that looks really good. I like it. It's $200. Suture kits. So yeah, I wanted to get one of those suture kits. That's actually a really good gift idea. The suture kit. We can all practice suturing, and those suture kits are reusable. So that's a good idea. The suture kit. She just looked at you. We had the surgery group put up a suturing workshop for us. It was really fun. We all suck at suturing, so it was really good that they put it up. I'm grateful to them. Well, there's some cool stethoscopes. I'm like playing around with them right now, and there are some really nice ones. I know, my sister does too, Angel. All right, y'all, you guys have 30 seconds to ask your last question. I'm going off. I will only answer questions up until 110. We've been here for an hour already. That's crazy. Dang, it's already almost 9:45. All right, thank you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Vanessa, Angel, Humza, Charles. I think, is there anybody else in here? Duro, Zumko, Joel, Tito, Let's see, anybody else that I missed? Mohammed, I think I probably already said his name. I think I CB Love. Thank you guys so much. And I'll upload another video tomorrow. I'm gonna upload a video tomorrow of this chair and some really cool goodies I got yesterday. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Make sure to tell your friends too. I'm trying to grow. I'm at 240 subscribers. Let's make it 241. All right, guys. Bye.